From shucking oysters to talking food with the founders. From quick snacks to the big contracts.
Hi, everyone. My name's Heidi Knoblauch, and I'm the host of Founders Fridge. Founders Fridge is a podcast where we talk to founders about what they eat while they're building their companies. On today's episode, we have Arbër Kadia. Arbër's building Patoko, and we talk about standing in line for bread as a child in communist Albania, casserole recipes passed down from his grandmother, and celebrating wins with Arabic dishes when things are going really well. Let's see what's in Arbër's fridge.
Yeah, success got the drive and the hunger. But what's on your dinner plate? What keeps you going longer?
Hi, Arbër. It's awesome to have you on Founders Fridge.
Hi, dear. Thank you so much. Excited to be here.
It's going to be great. So can you just tell me a little bit about what you're building?
So we're building something which a lot of people call it like crazy. We're trying to enter the race of building a service aggregator, or the dreaded term super app. So an app that does everything, the one that will conquer them all. So basically it goes with essential services, payments, loyalty, gamification, everything we would see, booking, I don't know, your hairdresser, having, I don't know, your cleaner come to you, or your the table at your preferred restaurant, and everything that goes along with it. So yeah, that's what we built it.
Amazing. It's called Patco.
Patoko, and this is our logos that we have. We like to make people happy. So hopefully, by giving a fantastic service to our users, we can make them happy by virtual.
Beautiful. The way that I do what you're saying right now is super manual, definitely involves humans for sure. So, I have like a shared to-do list, try to delegate some stuff. Like it's kind of a mess right now.
Yeah, well, we think that there is a problem. There is a lot of fragmentation out there, as although there are fantastic singular apps that can get you things done. There is a lot of fragmentation, and as a result, you need to book your taxi through one app and then book your other stuff through another, food and what have you, tracking and gamification, getting rewards. They're all scattered around. So we believe the time now has come to have it all in one place. And it has been proven, right, in places like Asia, Far East, and a bit, maybe Moscow with Yandex, and, the Middle East as well. So the rest of the world is catching on. We think that will be the next frontier to bring us to the West, hopefully.
So when did you start building the company?
So we started, and I'll use a particular word which I've started using now in conversations. We started dreaming in June 2022. We thought of different ways of doing it, and we started building in July 2022. Took us about 6 months to build the initial MVPs for both iOS and Android. And we've gone to market in January 23.
All right. So is this your first venture? When did you know you were an entrepreneur? When you started this, or have you had another company?
Right. Funny that what tech company? This is the first one, right? I have to be clear about it. However, my dad used to tell me and my brother when we were very young, if we wanted to have some cash, we had to work for it. So my granddad, who was a retired army general commander, because they didn't really have grades, communist Albania, he used to collect a lot of wild fruits. So instead of, selling cookies like Boy Scouts do, we would sell these wild fruits at the, open square or wherever. So yeah, that was the initial entrepreneurial take I had on sales, and then I've had a few ventures after that.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up in communist Albania, which was a lot of fun. We were the North Korea of Europe, which very funnily, until 1990, we believed life was black and white, because we didn't have most of the essential stuff that the Western world would have, or the rest of the world. And then I spent my formative years here in Albania, got a scholarship to go to a very prestigious school in the UK, and then spent the next 8 years in the UK and 1 year out in the land as part of an exchange program. And then, because I love the weather and the foods in Albania, when on a trip back, I decided to, come back and set roots here.
And so you're building the company in Albania. Is your whole team in Albania?
No, we've got a distributed team. However, we started from Albania because it was a bit closer to me. And when you start testing in the market's products, it's always nice to be close to your customers. So yeah, we started here, but we're already planning our next expansion in the neighboring countries, namely Montenegro, Kosovo, and Macedonia. But we've
Great.
got so sorry, just to answer your question, we've got members of our team in the US, Canada, Albania, and we're hopefully now in those other countries as well.
So you had these wild fruits. So, but what did you eat with your family growing up?
Oh, Jesus Christ, anything. I would eat anything. Food was so scarce. I mean, probably it doesn't make sense to you. I remember as a 4 or 5 year old waiting in line to get bread because this was communist Albania, a complete failed state. And then I would even queue up for soap and kerosene because they were the only two items that we could not have. And then I remember sometimes we get this Hungarian chickens that had a blue stamp on it, which we thought was delicious, right? Even though it was disgusting by today's standards. So what we had very scarce food, but my grandparents, who came from a rural area in southeast Albania, they were very inventive in getting quality organic stuff. And then we would have durex, if you know what it is, it's a type of filler pastry, which is you can be sour or sweet. And then we get variations of beans and stuff like that. So it was like almost like a peasant's kind of diet, but in the city, in the capital where we were. And that was.
Did you sit down with family?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because my parents had this rural backgrounds, it wouldn't be just us. We would have anyone that would visit from outside of Tirana, the capital, to come and visit us, and we would have big, dinners or lunches sitting outside them. When we would make food that would last, so it was almost like gnocchi, but it dried up. We would have about 5 or 6 ladies come spending time with my grandmother, and they would just, start the whole process and make a dough, and then, so yeah, we used to sit together most of the time until the fall of communism was always around the table. After that, behavior changed there.
And when did you go to the UK?
I went to the UK in 2000. Got a sponge.
How old were you in 2000, if you don't mind me asking?
I turned 17.
Okay. And then in the UK, what was eating like there? Were you eating with friends around the table for school?
Well, I used to eat around with people because I went to a boarding school and it was mandatory that we sit around. It was actually a bit of regalia. We had a head table and other tables according to the ages. Yeah, it was a structured affair.
And were people, I went to boarding school as well. And so we kind of had this, just a lineup, right? Almost like a buffet, unless it was a special occasion. But similarly, we had, if you didn't check in for breakfast on time, you got breakfast duty, which, meant that you had to go and like make the bread in the morning very early with the dining hall staff and things like that. Did you have anything like that?
No, we didn't have. I wish I could have contributed. I actually took a class with this Italian lady when I was at school. But the way it worked for us at breakfast, you had to do on your own. So, just had to get your baked beans and your sausages, whatever the typical British diet. But lunch and sometimes dinner, we used to have this staff in this house where we lived there that would actually come with whatever was on the menu and then served to us, which was very nice. I must say, they're like home.
For the holidays, did you go home or did you stay in the UK?
I did go home, apart from one occasion where I had to stay back because my visa wasn't renewed, and I had the most fantastic Christmas and New Year's because I landed with this British renowned chef that she's actually she's the sister of the famous Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
And Tamazin was an absolute fantastic cook and had an amazing amazing Christmas. So on that occasion, I didn't go, but otherwise, it will be home. Home tasted much better. Although
So
this,
what was that? What was that dinner like in the UK? The time you were home?
all right. So time was in, cooked all this fantastic stuff, but in Albania to show that there's bounty, we just put everything on the plate. It was the biggest table filled with food. Whereas here, she cooked this massive turkey and then just put one slice and two slices, and the typical Brussels sprouts or whatever becomes with it, which is absolutely fantastic, but like not the typical Christmas or New Year's that I was used to.
Yep, yep. So now, what is your relationship with food like?
Now, I absolutely love it, right? When I have the time to slow down and go out with my family, I love it, absolutely love it. So I love my Italian food, I love my Greek food. I love every types of food, but like those ones are a bit closer to home, so I like them more. But in the working hours, I eat anything that is in front, which is terrible. But I'm running for face to face, so there's not much thinking on it, unfortunately.
Yeah, so what does that look like? So what's your day to day look like, and just kind of interspersed with the food that you eat throughout the day?
All right. So breakfast would mean a croissant. It could be sort of donut or something like that. Not much thinking behind it. And then after I drop my son, I just do all the errands. And whenever I get a bit of free time, I go to the restaurants near here, which mean this American diner close here. So, the typical American diet. Could be a hamburger, could be anything else. Or when I have just a little bit more time, then I can go to this Japanese restaurant, Yamato, just up the road. And yeah, it's a mixture of whatever is available. So there's much of a thinking process, more like, let's go and get it.
Yep. And do you cook at all? Like, is that something that you do at home, either with family or yourself?
I used to a lot. Now I do every so often. My wife is surprised. She's like, oh my God, you can cook. But when I was a student, I used to actually cook for about 10 people. We used to live in this very big house, and I'd come to an agreement that if I cooked for everyone, I wouldn't have to pay for food. So very, very inventive trying to cut the costs there. So yeah, I still can do it. It's just a question of time. So when I have time, I'll do it.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Um, my favorite. Well, the other day I made pizza. It wasn't the greatest pizza, but it felt Italian. Uh, I normally like to do meat, so either chicken or goat type of grill. That's my favorite here.
And are you the type of person that's following a recipe, or are you just kind of
Uh,
winging it just from experience?
Now, from experience, I've had some cardboard dough in my tea. Then and then you had to add yeast to it and actually mix the ingredients. So no, I more wing it, but it's based on experience. And every so often I do cheat and look on it.
Is there anything that you grew up with, like a recipe that you grew up with that you've kind of taken with you?
Yes, there's a few casserole dishes that my grandma and mother used to do, which I used to then have in when I was in the UK as a student. Which I kind of, yeah, tried to pass on to my brother because he was there as well. But yeah, he felt miserably. He would just put everything to to the pan and hope that magic would happen. Yeah,
Yeah, right, right, right. But that's the good thing about a casserole, I feel. It's like you can get away with that.
yeah. I mean, if you forget the salts and all the other herbs, yeah, maybe not. But if you do, yes, no, absolutely. Capsules are fairly easy to do, but to get the real Albanian taste, you need to add those spices and everything that goes.
So tell me a little bit about that. What does that mean, the real Albanian taste?
All right, so there is this particular dish which is called imam bayildi, which is an eggplant, and you have to very finely chop the onions, caramelize them, and then infuse them with herbs, and then get some uh, some ground beef on top of it, again mixed, which takes a bit of time, and then you have to cook it at a level where it doesn't really get dry or it's got this sourness to it. If you overdo it, it's not Albanian. If you don't cook it enough, then again it's not Albanian. And you can tell that is Albanian compared to the Turkish version because there's that particular finesse to it, which you have to get right. And I think you can get that only through an experience or having had a non-attitude.
So through this super app, are you helping people order out? Are you helping people cook? Like, how does the super app interact with food?
So currently, well, actually, that's a great idea. We want to have our own AI in it. I don't think whether it's going to give recipes or not, but through the loyalty, we're telling people or businesses that they actually have to tell people to actually go and visit them. And we've said, give them more discounts so people can actually discover slow food, come and talk to you. And they actually will say thank you to you rather than, the app that is the engine behind it. So there's one way of us helping it. But also we help good food to get much faster because we are planning to go into all of the delivery drivers, not just our drivers, to actually use the app so the food can get placed much faster because there isn't a more terrible thing than having cold pizza or cold foods. We want that to happen as well.
So I think I know the answer to this question based on the way you've answered other questions. But do you live to eat or do you eat to live?
Depending on the hour of the day, I think I do a bit of both. But no, I think the first is it's true when I'm in my Arbër state. I'm in the startup state, that is the other way around.
Gotcha. So that Arbër state, how do you get there? How do you achieve that? Is that when something's going really well for the company? Are you able to kind of shift to Arbër state?
I think my wife helps with that. To be perfectly honest, she kind of forces me to, drop out of the tech arbor. But I also have learned through hiring more people and actually trusting a little bit more our people at the office to let go and go back into Arbor more. And I can tell you my visits to restaurants have increased dramatically. So that's the real love.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So related to that, so what do you eat when things are going really well with the company? Like, what are you eating?
Oh, I love my Arabic dishes. I absolutely love Lebanese cuisine or Syriac cuisine. I think there is a fantastic twang to, the way they present those infusions of spices and the chickpeas and what have you, or the eggplant. Second mention, the eggplant. And also I go into the Far East recipes, the Koreans, what have you. A normal state, though, would be default Italian or Greek or just Albanian seafood.
And so when things are not going well, is there something that you always reach for? Like, is there a comfort food when things are not going well?
Yes, I go for the very greasy, very calorific American style burger. Anything that goes with it, that's my comfort. Really, I don't know, allows me to function.
Yeah, so you said your wife helps you get to kind of that Arbor state. I have to tell you, and our listeners know this, is that I don't cook anymore. So I used to own a restaurant, and I now associate cooking and food with business. It's not relaxing to me. But my wife is one of those people that finds cooking very relaxing. So this is a huge benefit to me because I literally don't cook any meals. It's bad. I cook nothing. So I am also just going and reaching for something when I'm just out and about. But I typically get like very, very, very good restaurant quality home cooked meals. And that helps get me in Heidi state for sure.
That is amazing. It's really
I
good.
know.
And
I
unfortunately, my wife is going for her professor's title now. So we eat a lot of outside food, but her salads when she's but good on you. What a fantastic.
I know. I lucked out. I know. It's like I didn't even know because when we were younger, this was not the same. But I really, really, really lucked out with marrying someone who finds it relaxing to cook delicious food.
See. So the question applies to you as well. Do you live to eat or eat to live?
I, unfortunately, with that, I definitely eat to live, but not in a way that is helpful to me. I feel like a lot of people that say that they eat to live are eating spinach or something green. Not me. I am eating to live in the sense of I will just pull out whatever is in my fridge in order to survive. So much so that I don't really open drawers in the fridge. If it is not right in front of me, I'm not going to see it and I'm not going to grab it and eat it. I get made fun of all the time.
We seem to share the same logic there. So
Yeah, there you go.
of that,
So what related to that, what's in your fridge right now?
right now, a lot of feta cheese, a lot of avocados, different variety of Italian salamis, a variety of different green vegetables, which are there, more cheese, and some Italian sour. That's the typical type of setup. Then obviously we have stuff, but let's go through
And
the week.
then, so for dinner tonight, are you going to be cooking or are you going to be going out?
It might be a takeout. That depends when I finish the day. So, but I also do not know whether my wife is cooks. I'll let you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell our listeners where they can find out more about you and and your company.
Fantastic. Well, you can look at all the channels that are so Arbër Kadia. Then you look at me on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. I don't do TikTok, and Patoko. I'd love to talk to anyone about Albanian food. And Heidi, if you and your wife have not visited, you have to. You will love the people.
I believe it, and back at you for sure, definitely. We are inviting people over for dinner all of the time, so you have to let me know when you come this way.
I'd love to. Yes, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you so much for being on the show. It was awesome to have you.
It was an absolute pleasure, and hopefully we'll try each other's food sometime in the near future.
There we go. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Heidi. All the very best.
Yeah, success got the drive and the hunger. But what's on your dinner plate? What keeps you going longer? From shucking oysters to talking food with the founders. From quick snacks to the big contracts. The founders fridge.